Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today we're looking at my favourite eShop deals coming in under $10 or your local currency, and as always I'm covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. This one, it's a decent selection this week, 15 games for you all and definitely some deep cuts, so with that, let's get started. If you enjoy this video today, consider hitting subscribe. We have reviews, deals and lists weekly, all centered around the Nintendo Switch. If you are grabbing anything as well, consider using cornershop.gg for discounted eShop credit. You'll get 5% off at checkout using code CORNER. I also then have a winner to announce later in the video for a $10 eShop gift card and one more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and the winner will be announced in next week's video. Guacamelee 2 to start us off, and with this one I'd suggest the complete edition. The base game is on sale too, but this is an extra 50 or so cents and it packs in some cosmetics that few will care about, but also then a challenge pack that's going to be 15 additional challenge rooms to overcome. I'm all about extra gameplay when it comes to DLC and this one definitely ticks that box. A Metroidvania, it packs an incredible visual style, the gameplay is incredibly fast with near perfect controls, and it even supports co-op if that is your thing. That's going to be up to 4 players, but as a warning, it is local only. Overall though, I just think the combat is great fun. I like the upgrade system packed throughout, and the soundtrack then is top quality. It also packs a good story as well. We've come out of retirement to save our love and the Mexiverse. The first is on sale as well, start there if you haven't played it already, but this one, it's a new low price, 75% off. Okinawa Rush will be a good option for those that want something a bit more straightforward and old school, an action platformer. This one, it pays a larger focus than many to its combat system, where each of the 3 characters, they have unique movesets and weapons to leverage, from blades to staffs. The 3 martial art masters, Hiro, Meilin and Shin, they are in a fight to survival against the Black Mantis clan. It's for sure modernized here then as well. You can parry, for example, but it's definitely bringing a challenge with some seriously tough enemies and boss encounters. It's another one with local co-op, it supports 2 players, and it's 60% off, that is a new low price. Bud Spencer and Terence Hill, slaps and beans, this will be a pickup for the Brawler fans. I had next to no expectations with this one, but it is seriously surprising. Now I don't know a whole lot about our leads, honestly. Italian comedians, they were prominent from my understanding in the 70s and 80s. They had this large focus on action comedy and spaghetti westerns, but this game, it basically sets you up as these 2 characters and has you tackling a number of film locations fighting waves of enemies. I love the pixel work then, and it supports 2-player local play as well. It's 83% off, that is a new low for those in the UK, EU and Australia, but we have seen it cheaper previously in the US and Canada. There's also going to be then a sequel on the way. I just want to say a quick thank you then. We just hit 50,000 subscribers, and the support, it means a huge amount. The channel is far bigger than I ever thought it would get, and 5 years later I'm more excited than ever now to see where the channel will go. That next milestone, of course, 100,000, not sure if it's even doable honestly, but I know I'll have the near daily content you're used to going into 2023 and beyond. We also hit 10,000 subscribers on PlayStation Corner, a channel that was started in 2021, and we're quickly approaching 7,500 on Xbox Corner. That channel started just last year, so thank you all so much, no matter how many channels you are subscribed to. Element then is one of the few real-time strategy options on the Switch. We don't get a huge amount here, but this is a perfect design of fast-paced battles and a small war zone, meaning it's ideal for handheld play on that small screen. The battle, we are fighting for resources. We want to escape our solar system. Concept really is simple: visit planets, mine enough element, and defeat the enemy that stands in our way. Definitely watch a full review on this one given the genre, but think build up an army and go to war. It's a new low price then in the US and Canada with 70% off, but it's been cheaper in the UK, EU and Australia. Fired Terrarium while I'm on sequels, as this has one dropping later this month. It's a spin on the mystery dungeon formula mixed then with sort of, I guess, survival. Basically think dungeon crawling top down mixed with looking after a young girl that has been found in this world where it was thought humanity was wiped out. The two droids looking after you somewhat feel responsible for, I guess, the end of the world. That's going to be everything though, from getting her food to medicine to decorating her location. The loop naturally repetitive, but I really enjoyed this one. You can check out my full review in the pinned comment below, as it does get complex in certain areas. It's matching the low price then, 60% off, and you can expect to see the sequel end of February. Warp Shift is 80% off. It has historically been cheaper, but the eShop now has the $2 restriction in place, so it can no longer get to where it was. A puzzle game. This was a very early review on the channel when I didn't even actually go by SwitchCorner, and I was definitely tough on it due to its iOS and Android roots, but in hindsight that was somewhat unfair. My concern was there was a free build, but this did add and update the visuals. It also experimented with areas such as HD Rumble, and of course then they removed all ads. It also matched up to the paid edition available on phones. On reflection, genuinely, it's a decent little puzzler to pick up for 15 minutes here and there. The gameplay concept then guide our lead through progressively challenging mazes. Kholat is here to give you some budget horror thrills with a massive 86% off. That is a new low price. I reviewed this on the channel, find that down below, and while I wouldn't say it was perfect and the visuals can definitely get a little bit rough at times, it still had me intrigued. It also won me over thanks to narration from Sean Bean. The story inspired by real life events. 9 hikers, experienced ones, they went missing and all sorts of havoc was discovered at the campsite. Now you're going to be investigating to really understand what happened, but it will go to places I doubt that you will expect. It's open world, the mountain is a tense setting, and yeah, I think for this price it is going to be worth it. Gameplay wise here, as a warning, think first person walking sim horror, which has now become just so popular. Summertime and madness then while I'm on first person, and I'll keep this quick, a slow burn. It packs some psychological elements. This one though is quite a bit more chill. The narrative: during the war we went to escape, so we agreed to spend an evening in one of our paintings with this agreement with, let's say, a mysterious stranger. What we don't realise though is the cost. It's quite a bit more than we anticipated, and now we must escape this location before time is up. Some really unique puzzle design in here, and while there's a couple of sections where the visuals honestly do let it down, I still enjoyed it, and you can find my full review in the pinned comment. It's 40% off, and that is going to be matching the low price. My pickups of the week then, I'm grabbing 2. One week I'll manage to save some cash instead of adding to my already extensive backlog. As always, these are not recommendations, rather you may want to join me for the ride, as I'm yet to play either. Primal Light is my first pickup. This one's a retro-styled action platformer, and from what I've seen, it's tough as nails, so I'm definitely curious now to give it a go. I've always got time for like an old-school styled challenge. It's 10 levels though of 16-bit design where we take on the role of Krog, a blue alien, basically attempting to survive against lethal enemies and traps. As we do progress, it seems we will unlock new abilities, we'll have to take on bosses, and it's promising then secrets to uncover. It's 40% off, that is a price we've seen only once before. Seraph's Last Stand then is my second pickup, and it's actually a pre-order. It releases on Feb 4th, but it can't get any cheaper, and I really like the look of this. It's about as old school as they get, and yeah, at least visually I guess, and it was designed by a YouTuber, but I don't actually recognise the name, Andre Young. It's a roguelike shoot 'em up though, based on the Flash era classic heli attack, so every wave here we're picking a new upgrade and simply trying to survive. For the price, I'm willing to take the risk, but also it's out on Steam where it has a very positive rating, and that is from some 2,000 reviews, so that's typically a very good sign. The only downside here, it is $1 on Steam, but I don't have a Steam corner, so I have to go with this option. Circa Infinity Ultimate Edition then has been a recent budget favourite. This is from my friends over at Red Deer Games, and I guess you would describe it as a puzzle platformer. The concept: you need to escape from these constantly evolving circles. It's difficult, but thankfully it loads quickly and the controls are incredibly responsive, so I found it personally addictive. This Ultimate Edition then packs in an endless mode. The standard mode has 50 levels, there's going to be bosses to take on, and you can switch out the colour palette should the black and white not work for you. Definitely gets intense this one, but I had a blast, and my video, it's in the pinned comment down below. At 82% off then, it's matching the low price. What Lies in the Multiverse then was a surprise hit from me. It's 87% off, matching the low price, and it's a platformer with some light puzzle moments alongside it. It's a comedy experience that's definitely got an adult tone though, as a warning. The main gameplay concept here, we can shift between parallel worlds and each brings new challenges. Think an environment where you can't breathe, one that reverses the gravity, another the world simply falling to pieces. Basically, death is awaiting you around, I guess, every turn. The cast are good fun though, the controls are tight, and the narrative it really delivers. You can watch my full review below, but I do think they did a great job with this release. Our winner of the week then, it's going to Jay Collier 2K5, who said they might pick up Hunt Down, and that one is a quality retro-styled run and gun experience. I've pinned my review down below. It's just for sure highly recommended, or at least it is from me. Congrats again, drop me an email to claim your code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next week's video. The aquatic adventure of The Last Human then is here with 85% off, matching the low, and this one's an underwater action adventure, which for me, it's a spin on a shoot 'em up. I actually reviewed this one some 5 years back on the channel, but that video was centered around the PlayStation build. From the channel name now, you probably can guess how different the channel was then. The story though, we visit other planets, we need resources for our home, but something went wrong, and now we return some thousands of years later. I loved the pixel style, the exploration is really rewarding, and there's some very cool enemy design in here, especially the boss encounters. I would love to see a follow-up, but I'm not sure that's exactly gonna happen. Time on Frog Island gets a new lower, 66% off. This one's a strange one. I enjoyed it for the most part, but it won't be for everyone. The idea is simple. You're shipwrecked on an island full of frogs, and now you must rebuild your ship. To do this, you must find the parts, but that's going to be in the hands of the local population. So what follows is this gameplay loop of seeing images on screen, explanations of what they want, and you must help them out. In return, they're going to give you the parts. Can get frustrating, honestly, and I don't think it was quite the wholesome, relaxed experience many were looking for, but it was definitely unique. I'd watch a full review first, see what you think, but maybe at this price it's enough to tempt you in. Wargroove then is our final game of the video. This one's for the strategy fans out there. Retro styled, it's turn-based tactics, this one with support for up to 4 players locally and online. The story, it's a narrative centered around a new queen on a quest against evil forces. Along the way, we'll be learning more in regards to the units we can control, and then we can try the additional modes such as puzzle mode, quickfire battles, or creating your own adventure with a cast of 12 commanders to choose from. They even released a free DLC which adds in new commanders, 2 extra units, and a co-op enabled story mode. This is good stuff, a gem of a game in fact. I liked it enough personally to go ahead and pick up a physical copy. It's 60% off then, that is a new low price. And that is the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library? Let me know in the comments below. Then a quick shout out to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support us here. We truly do appreciate it. It helps more than you know. With that luck, if you enjoyed the video, hit subscribe. The support means a huge amount, helps the channel a whole lot. And I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.